This video was brought to you by Keeps. Cringe. It lurks around every corner. Its head pokes out of every shadow. Its hands reach for your toes every night as you lay under the covers with your feet sticking out. It's a word I use too much, especially in this video, and it's everywhere. Hi again, lads, and today in My Eyes Hurt Monday, we're going to be revisiting an old friend, gacha games. For those of you who don't know what in God's blue, green, red, and orange earth a gacha game is, think loot boxes where you spend virtual money on in-game items. And the specific gacha game we're looking at on this show day is one of the most popular, Gacha Life. It started out as a kind of anime dress-up game that was meant to appeal to all ages, but there's a whole lot of weird, strange, and not kid-friendly stuff being posted to it, sometimes by kids. Now, like I said, I've covered Gacha Life before on this channel, but we really only scratched the surface in that video. We were reacting to a mostly harmless Gacha Life mini-movie, as they are called apparently. The thing is, that Gacha Life video wasn't really cringe beyond being a Gacha Life video. But today, we're gonna dredge some sea sludge from the real depths of Gacha Life by going to a place dedicated to collecting the hardest to look at pieces of Gacha Life content. r/Gacha Life Cringe. Yeah, it's on Reddit, you guys know how it goes. Now, I want to say before we start this video, a lot of people who made this stuff are younger and are kids, so seriously, don't go after any of them. I'm not exactly sure how you'd locate someone based off their Gacha Life name, but still don't try it. This video is meant to be lighthearted and fun, so behave yourself. Anyways, be sure to subscribe with notifications on if you value your life. We got some gacha gaffs and goofs to gag at, so let's go and get googly-eyed. But hold still or there will be consequences, because I want to tell you about this video's sponsor, Keeps. Did you know that 2 out of 3 of the boys will deal with some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? That sucks ass, and the best way to prevent hair loss is to get on that shit while you still have hair left. Back in the day, you had to go out to the doctor's office for a hair loss prescription. With Keeps, you can chat it up with a doctor online and get your hair loss meds delivered to your home. They make it easy by delivering your medication to you every 3 months, so you don't have to listen to the annoying waiting room music they always play in doctor's offices for some reason. Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products on the market. You may have used them before, but never at this price point. So if you find your hair running away from you like it's in the Olympics, do something about it, coward. For a limited time, go to keeps.com/Kwite or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. Thank you to Keeps once again for sponsoring this video, and be sure to check them out. Now, back to your regular mind melt. First things first, these set of parents just bewildered at some news a doctor just gave them. Your son has been diagnosed with gay, and daughter is obese. Well, I guess they do say being gay isn't a choice, and I suppose a diagnosis would prove that. My favorite part of this is how the medical practitioner here is just Dr. Man, and like most of the words in this picture, doctor isn't even spelt right. That butt plug tail wearing man didn't go to college for a decade plus just to be called Dr. Man. He has a name, goddammit. It's like back in the day when you got your last name based off the shit you did for a living. What to call you? You're a doctor, you say? Dr. Man it is. Forget your hobbies, you are only a doctor now. His last name could also just be Man, in which case he would reasonably be called Dr. Man. But that's bland as fuck though. You're better off going with just doctor at that point. Also, this place isn't even a hospital. That's a school hallway. There's literally lockers in the background. There's probably kids that got shoved in there screaming for their freedom right now. Here's Gacha Life entering some brave new territory, necrophilia. In love with my sister's dead body. And you know, at first I wanted to hate and talk about how the only way for me to feel better after looking at this was by vomiting all my internal organs onto the pavement, but I gotta say, I get it. If a dead body was looking at me that way from across the McDonald's drive-thru line with a rose offered to me and all, you know, I might just have to chat him up. Ask him out to dinner, romance that corpse a little bit, you know, just show him a good time. I really cannot escape this man. Here's the real classic. J-Station haunts my channel like he pretends ghosts haunt him. Do not play Gacha Life at 3 a.m. Nurse luck glitch scary. For once, I can actually agree with this title. Kids should not be playing Gacha Life past 3 a.m. because it's way past their bedtime. Go to bed, Jim. It's a school night and you have to be up in 3 hours. Gacha Life will still be there to numb the pain of being a preteen in middle school in the morning. Speaking of J-Station, he also recently made his return to YouTube on his main channel, where he just crossed 6 million subscribers. There really is no other person like him on the planet. This next one is special because not only is it Gacha Life, but it's also Facebook. If it had DeviantArt and Reddit elements attached to it, this would be a great 4 horsemen of the apocalypse joke setup. Prepare to hear literature at its finest. If the coronavirus fell in love love. Please don't infect me, I don't want to die. And the coronavirus, with the biggest plastic surgery lip and Snapchat anime filter eyes you can imagine, shouting hopelessly, "Wait!" The best part about this is the person who posted it asking in all caps, "Is it funny?" It just seems so desperate, like they put hours and hours into this meme and need to know that it didn't go to waste. Guys, please, is it funny? Tell me, please! Did you laugh? Is it funny? Tell me! No need to worry though, OP, because at least 10 people thought this was worth a laugh reaction. So if you guys are ever feeling insecure over your sense of humor because you watch me, don't worry, it could be so much worse. I was diagnosed with gay when I was 3. I'm sorry, am I missing something here? A whole lot of gacha characters have been diagnosed with gay from what I've seen. If getting your homo certified by a doctor is possible, I wish someone would have told me that growing up. Because instead of the years of confusion and questioning myself if I thought dicks looked cool or not, someone could have just told me I had terminal and I would have been done with it. It's not fair! Here's this one, just a gacha character holding another one captive in some kind of dungeon. There's nothing specifically cringe about this, it's just set in the Whiterun prisons from Skyrim, so it's funny. It's tugging on my nostalgia boner. Repost if you hate white women. Man, this feels like a shitpost you'd find deep fried and making the rounds on Twitter. I think it's also the first thing we've seen with no typos here. Congratulations, Medic, you've made Gacha Life Cringe history. Also, I don't know if you've been looking in the mirror recently, but you absolutely need to get a new barber. Whoever you got now just fucked up your shit back there, man. Like worse than Weidman fucked up Silva. Now real quick, I'd like to take an ego trip of a detour, because like I do on Google every day, I want to search up my own name on this subreddit. The reason for this is the last gacha video I made elicited some strong reactions in the comments and from the greater Gacha Life community. It's very intriguing. We work hard on our videos, and you can't, your stupid Chanel, just mess up everything. You're making everything worse. And you know, I'm not really sure what the commenter was trying to say, but I can't really fight them on that last part. Everything I touch does get worse. This is offensive to the whole gacha community. You better take down this video or else. Now, I want to say that he was bluffing and that nothing happened to me for leaving that video up, but now that I think about it, ever since I posted that video, the world kinda has shit the bed. Like, so much is happening. That or else was very vague and ominous, so part of me wonders if all of this is what they meant. And if so, I'm really sorry about Corona, guys. My bad on that one. But that concludes today's Tell Kwite He's Relevant segment. We now return to your normal cringe. Here is one that is just so out of this world, I don't know how this went through somebody's head. So these are supposed to be the parents of the 4 main animatronics from the first Five Nights at Freddy's game, and they apparently want to beat up this soft, fox-eared femboy whatever named William. That femboy fox is meant to be William Afton, aka Purple Guy, aka Springtrap, aka the man who murdered the 4 children whose bodies were stuffed into and whose souls control the animatronics in the first FNAF game. How? What neurons had to fire off in somebody's brain to make this a thing? A Willy Wonka level child murderer turned into a marketable and cutesy Gacha Life avatar. This one image has crossed the line of cringe into being pure art. This deserves to be in a museum as much as the Mona Lisa or old Greek sculptures do. No one else other than the person who thought of this could have come up with it. This is without a doubt a one of a kind. I don't have enough money to get you in a gay school. You know, I'm not really sure if the Gacha Life universe just has really good infrastructure for helping people understand their sexualities, or if gay school is just code word for conversion camps. Now, Gacha users in particular seem to really like My Hero Academia, and don't get me wrong, it's a great show. I just really did not expect to see so many posts with a Deku character in this subreddit. Here's one character from the show ready to murder the main character so we can have the main character's rival all to himself. And Deku also has some honkers for some reason. Those are new. Also, remember a second ago when somebody turned Purple Guy into a femboy and I said no one else could ever do something like that? Yeah, well, I lied, because they do it every chance they get with Deku. Like here, somebody shipped Deku with an alternate villain version of himself, and both of them have been turned into femboys. Their eyes look like if the Memulus logo blinked. Here's 3 of the main cast once again just chillin', watching gacha videos on their own time apparently, but Deku is once again wearing a skirt and all that. Oh yeah, and also all of their moms are there. Here's some classic 4-panel cringe, and honestly, something a lot tamer than most of what we looked at today, because I just need a goddamn palate cleanser, man. I'm losing it out here. The prettiest eyes have cried the most tears. The prettiest smiles have the deepest secrets, and the kindest hearts have felt the most pain. You know, under normal circumstances, this would give me a wince. It would hurt a little bit, it would sting in the eyes, but under the stress I am right now, it's almost comforting. Don't fret though, I will dunk on these pixels on screen for the sake of consistency though. The prettiest eyes doesn't look like she is crying at all in this picture. The smile girl's deepest and most shameful secret is probably that she plays Gacha Life, and the girl who's been through the most pain has probably cried more than the chick with the prettiest eyes. This one's just too good to not include. I don't even know who I am anymore. This reminds me of those I may be a loser in real life, but in the gaming world, you're a loser memes in the best way possible. It's even better because the person who made it masked themselves out to show how deep in they are in all this gacha shit. The real world is fading away, and the second life is becoming just as real as reality. Who needs friends when you have creepypasta? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that if you have creepypastas in your life to the extent where you slash out all your O's like it's Slenderman, then you probably need friends more than most people do. Also, you're getting real close to gang symbols when you cross out the Mo's, so careful with that. Since we're already talking about Slenderman somehow, let's tie this back to even more stuff from the early 2010s, like saying the word derp. I'm not insensitive, I'm just a derpy person. Yeah, that'll fly in court. Alright, I'm the judge. Now settle down, crowd. Son, you're facing a lot of time here. 3 premeditated murders as a result of robbing a Subway for all of its bacon gone wrong. What do you plead? Hi, I'm the attorney, and I have to say it out loud because Kwite didn't establish that well enough earlier in the video. Thank you, Your Honor. My client is innocent, and they plead, I'm just a derpy person. What? Why the hell didn't you say so? If I knew that from the start, this whole thing wouldn't have even gone to trial. You're free to go, son, and never stop being derpy. The lawyer high-fives his client, the jury and crowd cheer, millennials around the world rejoice. This is a victory for derpy people everywhere. And with that victory, I'm gonna wrap this video up. You guys should drop a like and subscribe with notifications on. If you don't, then it's your funeral. You can follow me on Instagram at kwite.png, on Twitter at Kwite, and on Instagram at KwiteTikTok. Remember, like I said, don't go out giving people I covered in this video any grief. It literally helps no one. Thanks again to Keeps for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys sometime, I hope.